You got an easy job, bro. Don't fold. Don't fold. That's all you got to do now is don't fold. A lot of the times when we want to reach our goals in life, we don't really know how far we're at to reaching the destination. I explain this why all the time, but I'm going to explain it again. It's because God knows the when and God knows the how. We only know what we're doing on a daily basis to get us to where we want to go, but we don't know when we're going to reach that breakthrough. And a lot of the times, here's how you have an insight or a clue to when you are going to reach a breakthrough. It's hard. Like, it feels tough. You don't feel like going on anymore. You want to quit. But think about all the work that you've been putting in. You got to understand that your time is not just coming, but your time is really here. Your time is here. And I believe that 2026 is the year for a lot of people to win. Sometimes we feel exhausted because we've been putting in work for months. We've been putting in work for years. You've been patient and you've been waiting for your time. And this is not just me trying to communicate with you and say, oh, you know, change is on the way. Things are going to get better. Listen, man, I'm not God. But one thing that I do is I look at context clues. I look at signs and I pay attention to how I feel. I know 2026 is our year. I know that this is going to be the year for people who have been locked in and putting in the work that they will see breakthroughs. I know that for a fact. And what I'm saying is don't fold. Don't switch up. Don't stop what you're doing. Don't quit. Keep going. A lot of people quit, man, and they quit because they just can't believe that they're going to win. They can't believe, bro. They can't believe that change is actually coming. They've been so brought down by life. They feel so negative, right? The energy feels heavy. What that means is people just feel like they're not getting what they're worth. And I'm trying to tell you that that's going to change, but you got to keep pressing on. That if you feel like quitting, it's because you are this close to actually having a breakthrough in your life. You're not going to see that breakthrough if you quit, though. You're not going to see that breakthrough if you stop. You're not going to see that breakthrough if you don't continue doing the things that you know you need to do each and every single day to get you to the next level. You just not. You just not, bro. And I want us to understand that in order for us to actually see the changes that we want to see in our life, we have to be willing to continue putting in the work and showing up each and every single day. And can I be honest with you? Showing up each and every single day is not as tedious as you think. Right? The problem is we try to show up each and every single day and we try to do a million things when the truth is we just got to do one thing to take us to that next level. One thing to take us to the next step. And I believe that if we continue to take one step a day, we will reach the destination. But this is what you got to do. The only way to actually make it, bro, the only way to continue the process and to not fold is by being in the process, by being in the journey, by being in the present moment, by being grateful for where God has brought you in your life. And a lot of the times we ask God so much, right? But we don't see all of which he has already done for us. And I think it becomes ungrateful when we're trying to speed up the process of whatever it is that we're trying to accomplish. We have to see the ways in which God has already made miracles in our life. The fact that we're alive, the fact that we made it through 2025, it's just so much to be grateful for. It's so much to be thankful for. And you got to understand that you've come a long way. I think a lot of the times we're so focused on being one step ahead, two steps ahead, or reaching a particular goal that we forgot that we've reached many of the goals that we've had. We forgot that if you zoom out, think about all the progress that you made from 2020 to 2025. Think about all that progress. Think about how you're a different person. You're not the same person that you were 3 years ago, 2 years ago, a year ago. You a whole different person. Right? You locked in on a whole different level. You got to be proud of all the progress that you made. And what I encourage you to do is I encourage you to be in the present moment. I encourage you to look at the steps that you're taking before you miss it, before you miss the blessings that God is giving you in your life. You need to be in the present moment. You got to be in the present moment, man. Right? You got to worry about each step that you're taking. Don't worry about being 30 steps ahead. You thinking 30 steps ahead, but the future doesn't exist. Only the present moment exists. You got to focus on your current step and take it a day at a time. You got to take it one day at a time. And if you take it one day at a time, 2026 is going to be your year. If you take it one day at a time, you will accomplish your goals and dreams. But you can't fold. You can't fold. This is the most important time of your life. Why? Because it is the current moment. It is the present moment. This is all we know. This is all we have. This is all we need to be worried about, is how can we make today better than it was yesterday? How can we make ourselves 1% better than we were the day before? What can we do today to separate us from who we were yesterday? That's what really matters, bro. You can't control nothing else. You can't control nothing else, so you shouldn't be focused on anything else other than that. Don't fold. Be grateful for how far God has taken you. Be grateful for where you are in your life. Be grateful for the steps that you're taking. Some people can't take steps. You feel what I'm saying? Real talk. Some people can't take steps. Some people didn't make it this far. Some people not gonna make it to 2026. All you gotta do is don't fold. You know, one of the things that people are folding on? They folding on their hygiene. Let's talk about it. And one of the things that we always speak about on this channel is taking care of ourselves. As purpose-driven men, bro, you know, we always got to be smelling right, looking right, feeling right, okay? And so you don't want to fold on having bad breath, right? Like, sometimes, I ain't gonna lie, I'll speak to people and sometimes they breath good, sometimes they breath bad, but I know that this could easily be fixed. Listen, y'all, I'm gonna be honest, man. So I was on a plane with my wife, okay? Listen, bro, I brushed my teeth and everything, right? But we was on a plane for a minute, bro, and I didn't eat nothing. So you know how your breath get when you don't eat nothing. So I'm talking to my wife. She like, hey, hold on. You feel what I'm saying? She like, hey, I always got to be fresh, bro. Wifey can't be telling me about my breath. So I reached in my pocket and I tried Breath Death. All natural ingredients. Fixed my breath in like 10 seconds, bro. Immediately my breath smelled better. And that's when I knew that I really wanted to let y'all know about it, because as men, we have to take care of our hygiene, our oral hygiene. And sometimes the ingredients that's in a Tic Tac or in gum, it's not always the healthiest. This eliminates the unhealthy ingredients that the gum or Tic Tacs might have. No shade if that's what you want to use, but I'm on an all natural movement, bro, and Breath Death gives me that, okay? Because Breath Death is sponsoring today's video, they're offering my viewers an amazing deal, man. When you click the link in the description or scan this QR code to subscribe to the 8 tube pack, you'll get their regular 15% off plus free shipping, plus an additional 10% off just for watching this video. It's an exclusive deal you won't get anywhere else. So click the link to get started on your mission to kill bad breath. Stay focused, stay consistent on the things that already got you here. You don't gotta be some whole new person or create a new year resolution. All those things are great, but in order to actually accomplish the things that you writing down, in order to actually accomplish the things that you want, it takes one thing, well, two. It takes faith and it takes action. You got to believe that it can happen, and then you got to go out there and make it happen. That's it. You got to believe that it can happen, and then you got to go out there and make it happen. Those two things together, you better trust and believe it's going to take you to the next level. And there's a lot of people, they don't believe that it can happen. They don't believe in themselves. They don't believe that it could happen for them. So they're going to quit because they spent all this time. They feel like they spent all this time. And they don't want to spend no more time working. They don't want to spend no more time locking in. But this is the final stretch before you reach a breakthrough in your life. That's what we're talking about. It's time for a breakthrough. It's time for those who have been working hard throughout the years to finally get their breakthrough. That's what we're talking about, right? And you got to recognize the ways in which God has already given you your breakthrough. The fact that you are alive, that is your breakthrough. The fact that you are in good health, that is your breakthrough. The fact that your loved ones are okay, that is your breakthrough. The fact that you are making it to the next paycheck, no matter what you're making in life, that is your breakthrough. God is taking care of you, and that is your breakthrough. The fact that you even have goals or a purpose that you want to go out here and accomplish, man, that's your breakthrough. That's your breakthrough, man. That's your breakthrough. A lot of people got dreams, but that don't mean that they're in the right situation to make their goals or dreams happen. You understand what I'm saying? They might be in a country that's in war. They might not have the resources. You understand? But you have an opportunity to show up each and every single day and give this life all that you got. You have an opportunity to show up each day and deposit something into the grind. to show up each day and just take one step. You don't gotta take 30 steps, bro. You just gotta take one step, just one. You know what I've been doing for the past hour? I've been looking at people ice skate, man. I've been looking at people ice skate. And you know what I noticed, bro, about people that's ice skating? A lot of these people, they don't know how to ice skate, bro. But guess what? They got the courage to step out there and fail. So they failed over and over and over. But you know what happened? Eventually they succeeded, right? Eventually they succeeded. Let's focus. Let's get this back in focus. There we go. Eventually they succeeded at ice skating. And over time, they start to glide a little smoother. So what I'm saying is, you got to take a step because you got to try. It's going to be messy. It's going to be dirty. You might fall. It might be hell. But you got to stand back up. And for a lot of chosen ones, bro, for a lot of people that's locked in, for a lot of people on their purpose, they tired, exhausted. You fail. But let me tell you, bro, this is not the time to quit. Don't fold. It's a lot of people, man. They gonna fall off. They gonna fold. Oh, I want to do this. I want to lock in, until they realize the effort that it actually takes to reach the levels that they want to reach. It takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of work. That's why you gotta make it manageable. You gotta make the work manageable, so you can be consistent with the work, so you can show up for the work, because discipline is worship. Discipline is praise. Not being disciplined from a place where, oh, I just want to reach the next level. No, but being disciplined from a place where I want to see my fullest God-given potential. Can I get an amen? Comment amen in the video right now in the comment section, man. Don't fold. Don't fold. There's a lot of men that are folding on who they could be, folding on reaching their fullest potential, folding on their health, folding on how they treat themselves or how they treat others, folding. As men, we can't fold no more. People are dependent on us to lock in. God is dependent on us to show up. He ain't just giving you blessings. You want blessings, you praying for blessings. You think he just gonna give you blessings because you asked for it? No, blessings is responsibility. When you have a blessing, when you get a blessing, you gotta maintain that blessing so you can keep it, so you can multiply it. Don't fold. This is what I need you to do, man, in order for you to actually win and not fold, because your moment is coming. I got my notes right here. So the first thing that I need y'all to do is you got to decide before results show up, which means make the decision to stay consistent, okay, before you see proof. What does that mean? It means, bro, that most people quit because they expect feedback way too early. Your breakthrough comes after the point you mentally checked out, right? So mentally, you have to tell yourself, you know what? I may not see results, but I'm still going to show up. Mentally, you got to tell yourself, I may not see the results that I want, but I'm still going to show up. And you have to decide that from this point forward. That's it. You got to decide that from now. It can't be something that you push off. It can't be something that you decide in the middle of the process. Like, you got to decide that right now, where it's like, you know what? I'm not going to quit just because I don't see results. That's vain of me, right? That's ungrateful of me. That's quick of me. Even though it's been some months or some years, God's timing is perfect, and I know that my breakthrough is on the way. I'm going to be patient. I'm going to wait, and I'm going to continue taking one step a day and see where that brings me. If that's the mindset you have, you're going to make it, bro. The second thing I need y'all to do is build a non-negotiable schedule. Same time, same day, no debate, unless something is seriously going on. Consistency beats intensity every single time. That's a fact. If it's optional, it will be skipped. If it's optional, it will be skipped. If you give yourself the option, oh, I may or may not work out today. Trust me, bro, you probably not going to be in that gym. I'm sorry. I just got to keep it real. But if you tell yourself Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'm always in the gym. Well, that's 3 days out the week, more than you was doing before. You will see progress, but you have to show up for yourself, and you have to show up for the goals and dreams that you have. Okay, so that's the second thing that I need you to do, is I need you to build a non-negotiable schedule. A couple days out the week where you know you got to lock in on a whole nother level to get you to where you want to go. I believe in you, and I know that you're capable of doing that. Number 3, lower the standard, raise the frequency, right? So done is better than perfect, okay? High standards too early cause burnout. When you give yourself a high standard, when you say you want to reach a particular goal quick as hell, what happens is you burn out, period, point blank. You're not going to make it because you're not going to be able to sustain yourself in the process. You understand what I'm saying? It's all about sustainability and it's all about longevity. I don't want you to set 30 million goals. I need you to set one goal and prove to yourself that you can achieve that one goal. Because once you achieve one, you know you can achieve another. It's about building systems. It's about being a winner. It's about being purpose driven. You're going to accomplish hundreds of goals in your life. But first you got to take that one step and first you got to set that one goal. You understand what I'm saying? So lower the standard, but raise the frequency. You can show up more. Control what you can control. You can control your effort. So if you know you can put in a little bit more effort, I suggest that you give that. Okay? Hey, the camera be getting dark out of nowhere, y'all. My bad. That's why we got 2 cameras now. I don't know if y'all noticed. Number 4, track effort, not outcomes. You got to understand, at least in my line of work, right? I will use what I do for my work as an example. I don't chase virality. I don't chase replies or sales or views. What I do is I'm looking at the things that I can control. I control uploads, I control repetition, I control outreach, and I control the practice, the reps that I'm putting up every single day to get better at my job. Editing, the things that I can control is the only things that I'm focused on. So whatever I'm tracking what I'm able to repeat. I can repeat that over and over again. And I know if I repeat these things, then I'm going to get the results that I'm looking for. So track your effort, not the outcomes. When you only track outcomes, what happens is you become attached to a particular outcome. And if that outcome doesn't happen, all of a sudden you're upset. Don't track the outcome. Just track your effort. If you put in the effort, it really is a good day's work. I promise you that. Number 5, remove emotional decision making. Okay, so don't ask yourself, do I feel like it? Ask yourself, what's the next required action? Okay, feelings change, but systems don't. I told you we have to be a system. We can't just be, just all emotional. Okay, it doesn't mean that you're not taking care of yourself. You will know when you need to take care of yourself, right? At least for me, once a week, right? I'm doing Sabbath, bro. I'm taking care of myself. I'm resting. If God could rest, I could rest too. It's just that simple. That's just me, bro. I have to rest. I got to take care of myself because I know I love to work. So if you like me, you love to work and sometimes you burn yourself out, make sure that you have at least one day out the week where you're not obligated to do nothing. Okay. So you'll know when you got to take a break, but you got to remove emotional decision making. All right. Don't ask yourself, do I feel like it? Remember, ask yourself, what is the next required action? Because it's action. Actionable steps is going to get you to where you want to go. Number 6, expect boredom. Okay, expect boredom before the breakthrough. It is going to get boring, right? This happens in everything. It don't matter what you do. Whatever you do, when it's new and shiny, you love it. And then all of a sudden you're doing it for an extended period of time and you're bored, okay? That is part of the process. That means that a breakthrough is happening. Stick with it. Keep going. The boring phase is the filter, okay? If it feels repetitive, you're doing it right. Mastery is built. Mastery is built. We want to be masters overnight. No, it takes time. We're building ourselves up. We're building our lives up. Okay, it takes time, bro. Over time, over a period of time, you're going to see that it is now part of your identity. You're going to see that you're a system. You're a machine, discipline, locked in on a whole nother level. Okay, so expect to be bored at first. Expect to be, you may not reach all your goals right away. You sad about that. Expect that. Let that be an expectation. And you'll be shocked at how high you reach. You'll be shocked at what God has in store for you. Number 7, shorten the feedback loop. Okay? Shorten the feedback loop. So every single day you're doing something that can take you either A or B. It can take you in a good direction or a bad direction. You got to reflect daily. Every single day, when the day is done, you should be journaling at night. You should be reflecting to yourself about the things that you're doing or not doing, about the things that you need to work on or the things that you need to improve every single night. Okay. So when you do that, you get instant feedback and you could be better the next day. This is how I get 1% better each day. I'm thinking about how I spent my day. Did I do a good job? Was I efficient? How can I be more efficient? You see what I'm saying? So shorten the feedback loop. Shorten the feedback loop. Okay? And what I'll say, number 8, stop announcing and start stacking. Silence protects momentum. Results speak louder than plans. Stack wins privately until they're undeniable. Okay? So sometimes that means you might gotta go ghost. Focus on yourself. You don't gotta make an announcement. You don't gotta tell everybody what it is that you're working on. All you gotta do is pop out and do it. If you wanna work more closely with me, man, check out the resources below. Check out Breath Death, man. Okay, understand that we gotta have good breath all 2026, and it's natural. Bro, I've been putting y'all on to natural things. I hope y'all appreciate that. Okay, I've been putting y'all on to things that are made with natural ingredients. I'm trying to look out for y'all, and I'm trying to look out for my health, but that also means I'm looking out for y'all health. So if you want to freshen your breath, you doing Tic Tac, you doing gum, and you know the ingredients is not healthy, go with something all natural. Shout out Breath Death for sponsoring the video, man. I use it all the time. It's in my pocket. You feel me? I love y'all so much. I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my evening with my beautiful wife. She in her hoodie, she chilling. You feel what I'm saying? We chilling right now. We're looking at kids playing. We're looking at people ice skating. We're looking at this Christmas tree, you know, and I just want to appreciate life, man. That's what life's about, bro. You got to appreciate it, be grateful for it. And I'm excited to wake up tomorrow, put in some work, do it all over again. Can y'all hear it pop? I feel like a kid again. Y'all hear it pop? Bro, it's crazy, bro. Y'all gotta check it out. It literally pops in your mouth.